Hey guys, Frank back at you today with another video, and today I'm going to take my first poke at the bear called Flat Earth. Today I'm going to take a look at Del from Beyond the Imaginary Curve. Now, for those of you who know. For those of you who don't, let's just say you're in for a treat. This guy is truly something special. Del is a flat earther who is confused on pretty much just about everything, as you're going to see in the following video coming up. Let's take a look at his natural science at work, shall we?
Let's just continue with this experiment, okay? So we'll start with the ball again, okay? Now, remember the claim is that water can conform to the exterior of spheres, upside down, doesn't matter. We'll even give it an indentation to see if we can create the mound. Now, as you can quite clearly see, the water is not mounding to the shape of the ball. The water is staying level, because in my experience, that is exactly how water behaves.
Hey Del, no duh, the water just rolled off that junky little scrapyard soccer ball, or football, as my friends in the UK would like to call them. You see, the problem is that you're standing on this giant thing called planet Earth, and everything around you, including that ball and all the water and everything else, all gets pulled towards its center of mass because of gravity.
This gravity thing, this claim of gravity, what is this gravity?
The man asks, what is gravity? Wow. Is it just me, or does this guy look like Dr. Frankenstein's creepy brother who just, I don't know, kind of lost it on his way somewhere? Wow. I'm beginning to worry that he might have some unwanted visitors kind of stowed away in the basement, if you know what I'm saying. Now, I'm no scientist, physicist, teacher, or anything of the like. I'm just a regular guy who happens to be a dad, a builder, and a guy who likes to figure things out on his own. But I know enough to know that all triangles equal out to 180 degrees. Hi, Riley. I'll be coming for you sometime, too. So, Del, gravity is a force discovered by the late, great Sir Isaac Newton. It, ironically enough, is one of the weakest forces that we know of in the universe, but it governs how the entire universe works and holds everything around us to this wonderful planet that we all live on called Earth. You know, the globe thing. That. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to show you, since you asked, like, what is gravity? Let's find it here. Let's see. Oh, sorry, folks. Sorry. All right, here we go. So, this is the equation for gravity. Now, the force of gravity is equal to the mass of one object times the mass of a second object divided by the distance between those two objects. Now, this formula works for anything given that you know the masses of any two bodies in the universe. So, Del, you could do your math, do your research, figure out the mass of the sun, figure out the mass of the earth, and I bet you're going to come up with that famous number that we all know. I bet it works.
Now, this is a globe model, okay? As you can see, it's a toy. It's plastic, okay? It doesn't contain rock, dirt, air, a real model, a representation of the claim you're making. This is a plastic toy, okay?
Okay, hey Del, you know what? You're right there. That's one thing you got right so far. That is a toy that is made out of plastic. But I got a couple examples here I want to show you something, and this will be a little lesson in scale for you. Now, this is a Batmobile from the 1960s Batman TV show that we all grew up on and loved so much. This is a 1/64 scale model, which means if I was to take one of these tires right here and up it 64 times, that would be the true size of the tire on that Batmobile. Pretty crazy, huh? There, I got another example. This is a fighter jet. I believe this is a 1/100th scale F-16. These are flown by Air Forces all over the world. This is also a toy made out of plastic. It's even got little wheels on it. If I take it and I pull it backwards, it'll zip across the floor. My kids love it. Again, just because it's smaller plastic, does that make it a toy? I think not. I've seen these planes myself hundreds of times. So, yeah, your little argument there of it's a toy doesn't really work there, pal. Okay, one more little anecdote there about that globe that you have. So I did some research and looked at the numbers on those. So it turns out most globes are made in a 1 meter diameter globe. Now that to that scale, that is 1 in 40 million scale. Now that globe that you're holding, it doesn't seem to be a meter. I might be wrong. Maybe it's just me, but I'm guessing that's about a third of that size. So about, let's call it 30 centimeters. If that's the case, the scale of the globe that you're holding is about 1 in 120 million. Now, Del, try to wrap your mind around this. It would take 120 million of those globes you have to make up the great planet Earth. Chew on that for a minute.
No excuses, no mathematical formulas or equations or stories or insisting that at some greater level the laws of physics break down and you can have a slope without the water flowing and the water's conforming to it. Because if it's a claim about reality from the micro to the macro, it should be testable, repeatable every time. Okay.
At one point in the video, he says, the burden of proof lies with claims. Yeah, except the only problem there is you're the one making the claims. None of us out here in this part of the community are making any claims. We are saying what we know because we know these things because of all the millions of hours of hard work that the scientists and teachers and physicists have put in over the last 500, 600, I almost said 600,000 years, 600 years or so. It's just crazy to me that there's still people today in this era of information where you can get on Google and search for anything you want and learn anything you want, that there's still people that believe this nonsense. That just blows my mind.
Next claim then,
Aye.
as we will observe. The globe.
Oh, hello.
Vacuum. Okay? The space round is a vacuum. Atmosphere, air, pressure. Okay? A different pressure from the vacuum. The vacuum is negative pressure. We live in positive pressure. Okay? Now the claim is that this is existing with no solid barrier between the two. Because what we observe when we test 100% of the time is equilibrium. Okay? Without the solid barrier, it'll equilibrate. And I'm going to give you a perfect example of that. Ta-da!
Oh,
Here
look
we
at
have
that.
the globe.
Full of
Okay.
hot air, perchance.
Full of air, which is at a different pressure. from the environment that it's in. The only reason it stays at that pressure is because of the solid structure that's containing it.
The plastic.
This, the plastic.
Wait, what? Did he just say equilibriate? Whoa. Well, again, just after a quick Google search and looking at some numbers, I found out a little bit about our atmosphere, Del. So, the atmosphere is mainly contained of three gases: 78% nitrogen, about 21% oxygen, and about 1% argon. And there are other trace elements in there too, such as carbon dioxide, methane, water vapors, and neons that make up some of those other things. You remember that pesky little gravity equation I showed you earlier? Well, in this instance, when we're talking about the atmosphere, the M1 would be the Earth, and the M2 would be any given molecule or gas particle, which all have mass. Those gases that I just spoke of, some of them have a greater mass than others. That is why we have the gases that we need to breathe here closer to the surface. And the more dangerous gases and inert gases are out towards the vacuum of space. I know that's going to trigger you guys. But yeah, it's not a real hard concept to understand. A pressure gradient. Okay, guys, that'll be all for today. Man, this has been a lot of fun. This has been my first try at Flat Earth. This is something that I got passionate about a year and a half ago when I decided to try to give this YouTube thing a go. Because like I said, I can't believe there's people that are still into this that believe this. This is just, it's crazy to me. So all that being said, I want to take a moment to extend a big thank you to those of you other creators that have inspired me to get out of the workshop and get in front of a camera and speak about what I'm passionate about. So thank you for that. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day. And thanks for watching. And don't text and drive. And do something nice for someone today. You'll feel better for it tonight. See you guys next time.